Today's date is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. This meeting will now come to order. If you'd please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Carr,
Present.
Commissioner Costin, here. Commissioner Gettner,
Here.
Commissioner Hayden,
Here.
Commissioner Long,
Here.
Vice Chair Shepard,
Here.
Chair Steinke,
Here.
and Commissioner Welsh.
Here.
All present, 8 present.
Item number 4 is the adoption of today's agenda. Are there any requests to modify today's agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Mr. Executive Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just wanted to let the commission know that item 10A was withdrawn at the request of the applicant. So if you would adopt the agenda removing item 10A, that would be appreciated.
I'll modify my motion to reflect that change.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll now take a voice poll. All in favor of adopting the agenda with the modification, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Item number 5A is approval of the minutes. Copies of the draft of the regular meeting from January 17th are included in your meeting packets. Can I have a motion to approve the January 17 minutes as presented?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion in 2 seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 5B, approval of the minutes. Copies of the draft of the special meeting from January 24th, 2024 were included in your meeting packets. Can I have a motion to approve the January 24th special meeting minutes as presented?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion's approved. Next item is item number 6, citizens input time for input on matters concerning the City of Cape Coral Community Development Agency. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak in regards to the Cape Coral Community Redevelopment Agency? Ma'am, we'll be using the podium right there to our left and your right.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lori Lehman. I have been a 20-year resident of Cape Coral, and I'm here today in hopes that you people will leave the city alone and stop spending taxpayer dollars on things that don't need to be done. Instead of fixing what you already have, you keep adding to it and adding to it, and it's getting out of hand. You're destroying this city. It was such a beautiful city, and it now is not, between all the high rises. And I assume this is the this is the group that makes some of these decisions before it goes to the city council. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But the parks are not finished. J.C. Park, you're trying to destroy a park that's absolutely gorgeous the way it is, and people love it the way it is. You don't listen to any of the citizens. You do what you want, and it's the same thing with the city council. Nobody listens to the citizens. And it's about time people started to listen, because people have had it. Citizens are moving out because they're so fed up with everything. You know, something needs to be done. Somebody needs to wake up to what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir?
My name is Steve Adashevitz, 4229 Northwest 27th Lane. I was here at the last council meeting, and I stated my case about the flooding on my properties and trespassing and all that other stuff. Anyway, the mayor told us to get with a staff member, which we did, and he was very nice. and we were gonna call him to thank him to stop by, but unfortunately, they put the phone number and his email on the telephone, and she didn't save it, so we don't know who to talk to or who to call. And also, I need to find out the status of what has happened with this situation, because there was an inspector came out and looked. So that's why, the guy's name was Matthew, but that's all I really know. I don't know his last, he was a tall guy, and we're just looking for a telephone number and the email address so we can get a hold of him and thank him. But I also have another situation on that property, and maybe I should be talking to my councilman number 6, Long, about it, but this seems to be a situation, and if it's not gonna go anywhere, I have other avenues to address. I mean, I just cannot deal with this flooding on my property, and these contractors waking me up 5:30 in the morning working on a Sunday when I'm trying to entertain guests. I've been on a construction site for 50 years. I don't need to be one when I'm retired on a Sunday morning trying to entertain guests, and they waking me up and waking the guests up with rebars and tools and all this other stuff. I don't need to do this. And I think there is an ordinance on the books that you can't start. You're not supposed to be working on Sundays and holidays and 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I don't know how you're going to address this, but this needs to be addressed. I've had brand-new roads put down last week or 10 days ago, and you got dump trucks running over the edge, snapping the asphalts off. You know, you get a 20-yard dump truck going over the edge of these roads, just snapping these brand-new roads off. What are we doing about that? Mud all over the road, brand-new road, mud all over the place. Why can't we do something about this? Somebody has to address this. And from what I understand, because we get to a website that Jan Carter, whatever it is, you know, next door, this is rapid throughout the whole city. Trespassing on properties, destroying the properties, walking away, mud up and down the roads, nobody cleans it up, nobody sweeps it. Why does this happen? We can't be sticking our heads in the sand or wherever and let this go on where these contractors are running amok and running this city. It just doesn't work. I haven't been here that long, but if I was, I lived in the north. If they were trespassing, they'd be in jail that quick. And just to walk away from destroyed property is not something I think is a legal thing to be doing.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Oh, but, excuse me, but can I get this guy's name or?
Yeah, yeah. In the back of the room?
Oh, thank you very much. I hope we can address what I just said, though.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing, can I just add just something small?
No, your time's up for today,
It's
sir.
about
Thank
a
you.
carcinogen.
Thank you.
Concrete blocks. You saw these blocks? That's a carcinogen floating in the air.
Okay, sir, thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, citizens' input is now closed. Any comments from commissioners?
Just real briefly, sir, once you do get that information, he's gone, but I will speak with the gentleman, I'll get his information from staff, and I'll reach out myself as well to see what additional concerns he might have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving along, the next item is number 8, our consent agenda. Does any commissioner have any items that they'd like to pull from the consent agenda for discussion? Commissioner Carr.
I'd like to pull 8C, Resolution 5-24.
Anyone else? Could we get a motion to approve the consent agenda with the removal of 8C?
So moved.
With a motion and a second. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Carr?
Aye.
Commissioner Cosden? Aye. Commissioner Gutner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hayden?
Aye.
Commissioner Long?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepard?
Aye.
Chair Steinke?
Aye.
And Commissioner Welch.
Aye.
Motion's approved. Going out to 8C, Commissioner Carr, give you the floor.
Yes, just a couple of quick questions, and I apologize, I didn't get to go over this yesterday in my weekly meeting, but Mike, if you could just tell me, I know we're hiring some new staff down there, they're contract employees. This contract, can you kind of just talk a little bit about the use of this contract related to that?
Yeah, sure. So this project, this contract is for a project manager. There were a number of projects that the previous CRA board had budgeted and authorized in the past 2 years. Most of those projects were intended to be performed by the facilities division in the Public Works Department. We had a Hurricane Ian. It has absorbed all the capacity that Public Works had to perform any work for the CRA. There are only 2 years worth of projects. None of them really are like 5-year capital projects. They're a bunch of smaller projects that just need attention. And so the intent here is to utilize a contract management with a firm that provides those. We're piggybacking a state contract. We'll bring in somebody, a project manager, assign them the projects that the CRA has to perform. They will take them through permitting, take them through contracting, oversee them, do the invoicing, the inspecting, all the roles that a project manager would do. And then once those roles are completed, then we will release the contract and the employee will remain employed by the company that we worked with.
Okay, and with that, in other words, the projects that they're going to be overseeing will be outside contractors and not other city staff doing the work?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I'll make a motion to approve item 8C if no one else has any questions.
We have a motion to approve item 8C and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Carr?
Aye.
Commissioner Costin?
Aye.
Commissioner Gettner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hayden?
Aye.
Commissioner Long?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepard?
Aye.
Chair Steinke?
Aye.
And Commissioner Welch.
Aye.
8 all in favor.
Item 8C passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda today is item number 9, unfinished business. We have none listed. Following item will be item number 10, new business. Item number 10A was pulled from the agenda earlier, so we'll move on to item number 10B, special event sponsorship application approval, Touch a Truck 2024, April 6th, 2024. I'll now turn the floor over to staff.
Item 10B is the special event sponsorship application for Touch a Truck 2024. They are requesting the grant amount in the amount of $1,600. It's a big event. They've been doing it for many years, and it's well attended. Yeah, and there is somebody here if you'd like them to speak.
Okay.
Sorry, don't do this too often. Steve Marcino, president of EHL Fragile X Foundation. Our address is 413 Northeast Van Loon Lane, Cape Coral, Florida. Yeah, this will be our 7th year that we've put this event on. Generally, we get an attendance between 2,500 to 3,500 people that do attend this event. And all the monies that we do raise for this goes towards the awareness of Fragile X syndrome. So we hope you consider our request for helping us for this event. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Will that conclude the presentation from staff?
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, can we have a motion to approve the special event sponsorship application?
Motion to approve.
Second.
With a motion and a second, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Carr?
Aye.
Commissioner Costin?
Aye.
Commissioner Gettner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hayden?
Aye.
Commissioner Long?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepard?
Aye.
Chair Steinke?
Aye.
Commissioner Welch?
Aye.
8 ayes.
Uh, Item number 10B, special event sponsorship application approval, passes unanimously. We'll move on to item number 11, reports from staff. Item 11A, mural and facade update at 1231 Lafayette Street. I'll now turn the floor over to staff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sarah Newcomb, Interim Special Projects Coordinator. So I am bringing you an update for the CRA mural and facade. As you probably remember, not long ago, we met with the Lee County VCB and worked with them along with the Fort Myers Mural Society to design a mural for the wall of our CRA building. So this was the before picture, and here it is now. So this is the final product. The light fixtures in this photo were not installed. However, as of this morning, they are, and I have a picture of that I will show you in the presentation as well. As of right now, we have added this to our quest. So this was the final location for our Cape Coral quest. We installed the sign this week, so there's a QR code that takes them directly to the city website so that they can sign up for the quest. They can check in, and daily people are already stopping in to take pictures in front of the mural. We also felt that with the new facade program that's in the works, it was only right to have the CRA building be a representation of what we want the CRA to look like. So this is the before picture of the building. And here it is now. We added a stone veneer with a modern black edge, and we are working with Omar, our city arborist, to add some planters with some low-maintenance plants to the front, just to add some color. We're also working with Sign-On to fabricate a front and backlit sign to install on the front. It will look similar to that right there. And then this slide was not in your original presentation, but I received these pictures this morning, so I wanted to share them. The lighting was fixed on the building and the new fixtures were installed. So that is the nighttime view of the building. So what's next? The sign is currently being fabricated. They are planning to install it in April. We're working with communications on planning a ribbon cutting event so that we can bring the Mural Society in, have everyone there just to kind of do a grand reopening of the CRA building. The Mural Society is also working on adding that augmented reality aspect to it, so that we don't have a timeline for, but they are saying within the next few months. And then this will now be a placemaker for visitors, residents, and future CRA business owners to stop in, take a picture, tag the city, post it, share it, and hopefully draw in some new businesses to the CRA area. And I'll stand by for any questions.
Great, thank you. Mr. Executive Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say last Friday I had a chance to go down and kind of go through the CRA South Cape area, and while I was there I stopped in at the office, and while I was there talking to staff about the lighting that was going to be coming this week, there were already numerous people that were walking by and driving up, taking pictures, saying they loved it, and they thought it was beautiful. And I, having been standing in front of that, when you're there, it's even more impressive in person. The artist did a good job. Great job.
Thank you. Commissioner Carr.
Thank you. The lighting looks fantastic. I hadn't seen that. That's really, really nice. The question I had, and it's more of a kind of a question and conversation. I see the facade proposed signage that includes the South Cape logo. You know, everyone associates the CRA with the South Cape, myself included, quite frankly. But when you look at the CRA map, it includes a significantly bigger area than just the South Cape. And I'd like to try to discuss and maybe figure out a way to promote that and make people aware, and for a neighborhood community feeling as well for that area as we start to move in there to do some more redevelopment, which we've been doing. You know, the Palm Tree area and the Country Club Boulevard area, specifically around the old golf course, and maybe come up with a name for that. I don't know if when it was phased in, it had a different name with the application. But maybe some discussion about that for branding and for neighborhood ownership as well, as we move forward.
There's two of the projects that are on that project list for the project manager, working with and alongside our arborist, is improved landscaping on Country Club, as well as improved landscaping on Palm Tree. So that entire segment is going to be beautified here, hopefully over the next year. And then we have been working, following the parking lot study and some South Cape branding. There are some branding designs that are out there to change the names of the parking lots. So instead of being place-based, for example, we have one that's known as the Nevermind parking lot, and if Nevermind, when it goes away, then that parking lot will not be known. So we are working on branding for the entire area for the parking lots, both in color and environmental aspect. And there will be opportunities to tie that into the golf course. There's some expensive development that's coming down there with Bimini Center, on the west side of Bimini, right at the intersection. There is a proposal to bookend Palm Tree and Country Club on both ends with roundabouts, take the second lane, move it into a more of a mobility corridor, so you have one lane designated for traffic, the other for runners, low-speed vehicles, bikes, basically changing the environment of that whole area in what is known as the expansion area. And so we will have an opportunity to do that here in the near future.
I appreciate that, and I'm excited about the opportunity to see all those things occur. And what I was kind of getting at, though, is instead of calling it the expansion area, which you just referred to it as, come up with a name and a brand and a logo. Not quite sure how that could be accomplished. Maybe have something developed if we can get commissioner approval. To have something brought back that we could decide on, similar to the South Cape logo that we have here on this picture.
Well, we have the workshops coming up to go through the CRA redevelopment plan, and that'd be a perfect time to start thinking about brainstorming for that, or what you would like us to do as far as coming up with ideas, getting with someone who is involved in marketing, working with communications. That'd be a good time to have a good discussion on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other comments from the commission? Mr. Executive Director, do you need any further direction from the commission?
No, it's just an update for the commission, so that you all know what you all are doing with executive staff and administrative staff to eliminate slum and blight in the South Cape and CRA.
Okay, great. We'll move on to item 11B, CRA project update. Again, I'll turn it over to staff.
Yes, sir. The CRA project update is in your packets. There are the projects listed that we're currently working on, and each item has an update on it. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Any questions from the commission? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 11C, the 2024-2025 CRA Special Event Sponsorship Application. I'll turn it over to staff.
Morning, Commissioners. The purpose of this agenda item is simply to announce the application deadline for special event sponsorship requests to the board. For anybody that may be watching, or to any of your contacts, the deadline to apply is July 31st, 2024 for any events held in the CRA between October 2024 and March 2025. Our communications office will also share that message as well, but we wanted to announce it here while we were at the meeting. That's all we have.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the commission? Seeing none, well, thank you for that update. Moving on to item number 12. Any comments from the board? Are there any general comments from any of our commissioners? Commissioner Shepard.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw something out there. Something, just a general thought. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but we just wanted to put it out there. Do any of you think that it would be a good thing to add cameras in some of our parking lots and common areas, and maybe alleyways, things like that, to keep an eye on things, and I think it'll help control blight and safety of the public. Not so much private areas, like just the parking lots, maybe the alleyways, maybe areas where events are. Just an idea, just to put it out there, think about it. That's it, thank you.
CRA Specialist Spice?
In case Commissioner Shepard wasn't aware, I wanted to let you know that we do have cameras in the Club Square, in the city parking lots, and overlooking the dumpsters and parking areas.
Oh, we do already?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The
Thank you.
CRA staff has access to those, as do our IT staff, and, yeah.
Great. I
Wasn't
didn't
sure
know
if you were
that.
aware.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, item 13, time and place of future meetings, Thursday, March 21st, 2024 at 9 a.m., CRA workshop meeting at the Chester Street Resource Center on March 22nd, 2024 at 1 p.m., CRA workshop at that same location if it is needed, and Wednesday, May 8th, 2024 at 9 a.m., regular meeting in council chambers. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. We are adjourned.